Welcome back. This is the Merce and Nurse Show. This is episode 8. I know last episode you saw we said 8, but it wasn't 8. I messed up. It's supposed to be episode 7. I didn't mess up.
He did.
So it's me, the Merce, Noah, and I have with me
the nurse Barbara.
What's up? Listen,
What's up, guys?
I know a lot of y'all have been really enjoying this, and I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
It's been fun for us doing this.
Yes.
And
we can't wait to get paid.
yeah. Hey, just saying, if we start saying 1877, the best drink, you know it's because we're getting paid.
Hey, if you have a product on Etsy and you want us to wear it on our necks, our bodies, hands, we will do a shout out to you.
We got you.
Just
Don't
send
worry,
the merch.
right? Yeah. So listen, guys. So to this episode, we're gonna get kind of hard. We're gonna get a little crazy, a little nasty in this stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So this one episode, it's called Code Blue. Mm-hmm. Most of you know what a code blue is. Those who don't, that's usually when this guy right here, the corazon, stops working. And so we need to intervene to get this person back to life. Okay.
Those that don't know Spanish, the ticker.
It's hard, not ticker.
We call it ticker.
No, nobody calls it a ticker. Nobody does. I don't. Okay, whatever.
Okay, that shows my age.
That's all right. So we're gonna talk really what entails in the code, right?
Okay.
Like how does it differ from like a skilled nursing facility versus like the hospital setting, right? So pretty much I want to start off like in a hospital setting. You know, when someone's calling a code, that's when like, oh guys, the heart's stopping.
Yeah.
Or they are not pumping blood.
Yeah.
We need to intervene, right? Give some medications.
Yeah.
So everything's being done. And if you've seen actually a code be ran, it is very traumatizing.
Is it like on TV when they show on those shows, is it kind of accurate, you think?
It depends on the show. Like there's some shows that I've seen that are actually like real versus other ones where you're seeing them doing it and like all of a sudden they're like, oh, I gotta put a line in, and you see just like a NG tube on an arm. Like why do you have an NG tube on an arm? But no, it's very traumatizing. It is very harsh on the body. Like say like I don't you've done it before. When you start compressions, the purpose of compressions is to get that blood pumping to the brain, right? That's the number one thing is blood to the brain. Yeah, got to keep it until you can either shock them, which tries to reset the heart rhythm, or you give them medications, which restarts the heart if the heart's not working, right? Yeah. Oh, just a heads up, she's kind of sick, so if she sounds coughing bad, so just we're horrible at this, but no, but it's very traumatizing because the compressions you're trying to pump the blood for the heart. You're being the heart for the body, right? And in doing so, you are breaking ribs because the heart sits behind the ribs right in here. And so when you're pressing it 2 inches deep, you're breaking ribs. So like if they call a code at the hospital, because I mean, you've seen them, you've done them. So someone calls it, there's a team already assembled, right? So in the hospital setting, in the morning, there usually is, like you said, a code team. You get there like, hey guys, hey Noah, you're going to be on compressions today. Yeah. Or Noah, you're going to be, or so-and-so is going to be on medications, or you're going to be doing this recorder. So everybody knows what their job is, right? Like, so I've been on compression before. I've got to
unlike
work.
A nursing home where you just run around.
You're like, what do we do?
Oh my God.
But no, seriously though, like, cause when I was working, I would get there in the morning, I get my assignment and they're like, hey, Noah, you're on compressions today. So what that means is if there's a code anywhere in the hospital, not just my floor, not just the medical floor, anywhere, I had to go. I had to go. Right. But usually when the nurse is in there and they know that something happens, like they call the code, the nurse in the room actually starts the compressions and, wait for help to arrive. Once help arrives, usually the next compressor takes over. Okay. And so she steps back so she can give the rundown to the team that comes
what's
in.
Going on?
Yeah. Because, that's her patient, right? So she knows everything about them. Yeah. But,
do you grab a cart?
Well,
Is there meds in the room?
It's all depending on where you are, right?
Okay.
Like I know for the on medical unit, there's only like 2 crash carts.
Okay.
Versus in ICU, you have a crash cart between almost every other bed because a lot of dudes are
got it because
going down. Yeah,
because they're critical.
Yeah, exactly. But
and
yes,
are there meds in there?
Whoever's closest when that code is called. Just anybody grabs it because that's what's cool though. Because especially in ICU, like. Everybody just jumps in. Everybody. It's funny. Okay, so it's real funny because we had a patient a while back, and I was with my nurse, and my nurse was like, I'm like, hey, like, so like, who are we calling, like for a code or whatever? She goes, what do you mean? Like this is ICU. We are the ones. Like we just it's
You're
us.
like, oh, I was wondering like, who's on the. Where's that paper? Who's on the team?
Yeah, they're like, no, like everybody is, and but it's because most of it's the ICU's nurses and doctors who are the code team. So who they go to all the hospital to do what needs to be done.
Yeah.
But yeah, so whoever's closest to the cart grabs the cart, goes to their room.
Okay.
And the cart does have everything you need. It has everything from airway to if they're not intubated, they can intubate them. It has all your medications like Epi, amiodarone, freaking lidocaine. It has everything imaginable. Everything. Yeah. Sodium bicarb, everything you need to actually,
I mean, to
get this person back, right?
Yeah.
It depends on what type of rhythm they're having, if it's, VTAC or VFib. And you follow the ACLS protocol. And in the ACLS protocol, it tells you what you're going to do, right? That if it's like, if a certain rhythm, you start this, or if it's this certain rhythm, you want to start this instead. Like, number one thing, this is a tip that I've been taught. Mm-hmm. If you see VFib, ventricular fibrillation, VFib, defib, you got to defibrillate them right away. So it's immediately, you can just shock them.
That's a little trick there that we don't.
Yeah, VFib, defib, just know that.
I'm sure I'm sure also like your adrenaline. It's just pumping.
I will say that. So I have had tunnel vision. I have gotten tunnel vision before because everything's pumping. You're going wild and you're trying to like you're getting anxious because you're like especially if you haven't done this before. Or in a real setting by yourself. You're sitting there like you just focus like you have blinders on one thing. Versus you're not looking elsewhere. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you're so focused on compressions. I'm the only nurse here. But you failed. Okay, listen. I only say this because.
Do you hear crickets? Hello?
No. Listen. I only say this because there's been a time where and this is another tip. Assess the patient before you hit that dang code. Assess before you hit the code button, right? Because everybody's gonna be pissed because that code goes everywhere, right? I'm only saying that because we had a patient who, down the leads, right?
Yeah.
One of the leads came off, and this dude looked like he was in VTAC, like it was just and we're like, oh my gosh, and so my nurse was like, dude, go check the patient, and I went to go check him, and Paul said, hey, you okay? He's sitting there eating a sandwich. Oh yeah, man, I'm good. What's up? And I'm looking at his monitor. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, bro, are you good? I'm checking this stuff, and I saw his lead fell off. So it threw a weird rhythm. So always assess before you just immediately boom hit that code button, right? So that's a little tip. Always assess.
They would have been talking about you the whole day.
Well, no, but it's happened before. That's why I'm saying it. Yeah,
that new nurse.
No, exactly. But like in all essence, like in the hospital code, it's very, being young on that adrenaline, it's fun. You're trying to, because you're doing something awesome. You're doing something that's not natural.
Yeah.
You are literally bringing somebody back. You're bringing their heart back, or you're getting the heart to pump back correctly.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome. Yeah. It's actually pretty fun. But at the same time, because I have had a time, I've told you before, but I've had a time that we got there in the morning, dude, we just got a report, right?
Yeah.
And it's like 7:10, 7:15. I'm on room 2. Room 1's right here, and I'm with my patient. Oh, how you doing? Checking in, doing the morning assessment. All of a sudden, I hear that code, the bell, beep, 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 beep. And so we look, and on my nurse's phone, it tells you what room.
Oh, okay.
It says ICU 4th floor, room 1. I'm like, holy crap, that's next door.
Yeah.
And so we walked out, and the nurse is already going to town. She's in freaking VFib, and she's going to town on the compressions. I grabbed the crash cart. We all ran in. All the ICU doc got there. The critical care nurses, they all got there. And they're like, no, we'll get flushes ready, get lines ready. Yeah. So I'm spiking saline bags. I'm getting all the flushes ready. Because, whenever you push a medication, you need to push a flush right behind it. And that's another tip. Sorry. That's another tip is if you're going to push medication, you're slamming it. Like, I mean, you're not going to be like,
Yeah,
No, you are shoving that medication in there, and you're shoving a 10 cc syringe of saline right behind it as hard as you can, as fast as you can. You know the reason why? You know why? Because no matter where that medication's at, say the peripheral has a peripheral line on his arm or his AC one, right? You push that medication. If it's Epi's normally you go to, right? You push that Epi, it only can go so far. You know, think about it. The medication can only go so far.
That's right.
That's why you push that flush behind it to push it the rest of the way to your heart. Okay. And don't please to God, don't clean the port with the alcohol swab. Yeah. Don't, because you're wasting valuable time. Just at this point, just do it right. Because, and I've asked about this, and one of the nurses like, well, they're not going to get any more deader if you don't push it.
But that's something, because like for you, you've been doing all this training, you would think you're so stuck on protocol and how to do it. Exactly. And you think, so that's not a dumb question. That's just saying, hey, are we going to, now it makes sense. Now you won't ask that question.
I mean, guys, you understand, like they're dying or dead at this point. Like dead. Like you're trying to either restart the heart or get them going, right? Yeah. You don't have time to be washing the port so it's sterile. Yeah. No, bro, you're throwing it, and we will deal. If we bring him back, we will deal.
Yeah, with whatever
a possible infection down the line, which is vancomycin or Zofran. Yeah. Zofran, excuse me. Zosyn, right? Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, we can deal with that. Yeah. The bigger issue is they're dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So, you want to bring it,
or actively dying. Yeah. But, and that being said, like I said, so we're working on her, right? They did 2 rounds of compressions, and they got the pads on her. We were in the shock. Doctor said, hey, throw fresh epi. They threw epi in. I got the saline bag, and they got pressures going because she was a GI bleeder. Okay. So pretty much she was just bleeding out, right? And so she had no pressure. Yeah. So that's why the blood pressure would drop to nothing. Yeah. Threw her into the AV fib rhythm. Yeah. And so, just another tip. Yeah. Replace fluids with fluids, right? Yeah. So if they're losing blood, replace blood. If you're going to try to give them like some vasopressors when there's no volume in there, it's not going to do nothing because there's nothing to squeeze on. Yeah. So if they're losing fluid, give them fluid to bring that blood pressure up, right? So that's what they did. We threw that pressure bag. Yeah. Dude, I've never seen a normal, a 1 liter.
Yeah. The bag.
Dude, they shoved that thing so fast in there. It was insane. Yeah. But that, and then plus the epi they gave her, she came out of it like that. She did. Yeah. And so, we're doing the post cardiac care with her, watching her full 12 lead EKG. We're getting blood in her O negative because, we don't have time for retyping. Yeah. So we're just doing O neg. And I'm, they're like, hey,
and that's the universal. I mean, just to let everybody know, that's the universal. Yeah. I got time.
Anybody can get O neg. Yeah. But anyway, so we're going, I go get a bag of saline, and then we got more supplies. It was and the main thing was over, so that was it, right? But this is what sucks, because you do all this work, you're working for 25 minutes, trying to bring this lady back, and then 2 hours later, the family calls and say, hey, they want to withdraw care, and so you're like, we put this lady through. I mean, it's traumatic. The code having the code ran on you sucks. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then so she went through all this pain, all this. Yeah. They broke ribs. She had 4 broken ribs on her sternum. I understand that. Yeah. And then they withdraw care. And I'm like, but what's funny is like, why didn't you have her DNR prior? Because she was right at that age. They knew she was a GI bleeder. This has happened before, and she's 85 years old. I think, and only because I worked in nursing home. I think after they see that, after they see what mom or dad or whoever went through, and the doctors tell them, just FYI, she's got broken ribs, or they can see themselves. It's very traumatic. She's probably just the trauma. Yeah, that's what they. But that's why we do like whenever we have codes. Yeah, I know before they used to like have the families like try to step out. They pull them away so they can work on them. Yeah, and now we want them there. So they're because we want them to see that we're doing everything possible. Yeah, of course. And 2, because they don't realize, dude, it's very traumatizing and it's very hard on that body. Yeah, like. Maybe we should probably just make that person a DNR. Yeah. Like it's because there's no quality of life to a certain point. Yeah. Young, a whole life ahead of you. yeah, go ahead, full code. We're gonna work you, bring you back.
Sick, having a GI bleed,
chronic conditions, old age, like this is to a point to where like, are we doing more harm than good?
Yeah,
exactly. We're just gonna prolong the inevitable at this point. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah.
And like I've had heard cases where, some of them actually do like say, hey, we're gonna do a slow code. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because because the family's like, no, we want this, and the dog's like, dude, we've already coded this person 3 times this whole night. Like, enough's enough already.
Yeah,
and so.
That's really traumatic on their body.
But then you think about the actual nurses or the doctors who are actually performing this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like they're going in and like, dude, I just destroy that person's body. Yeah. And now I'm gonna have to do it again.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna have to do it again.
And you have to. It's not like they can.
No, exactly. No, like you like.
I mean, you have
you're
to
gonna
do compressions. It doesn't matter.
And like literally, they say if you don't break ribs, then you're probably not doing it deep enough.
Yep. Because.
But so that's like the hospital setting, right? So we're going hardcore, everything that we can for these people, right? What is it like in a nursing home? Because I know a nursing home, you don't have all this.
And just a disclaimer there, I love my people. I've seen this so many times over the years. Okay, first of all, and I am kind of trying to put some humor into it. We are a skilled nursing facility. So, and of course there are RNs there. Don't think it's just LVNs or whatever. There are RNs there. And they're normally like in the leadership role. So our carts aren't as advanced as a hospital's. Our carts are made with the ones we've had, like PVC pipe with a sheet over it. And basically, I'm just saying, sniff crash carts are oxygen, tubing, like rebreathers. What else? I mean, we have no meds on there. Okay, the basic thing yes, we do have defibrillators now, but. Basically this is your CPR. You are the CPR person. You're doing it. And a lot of times, yes, the social workers, if you have a good social worker, good staff, they're really good about getting them to be DNRs, because, you got some really good families that kind of understand, but then again. Yeah. And so like, I'm thinking of the last one we had, someone calls it. Now that I'm thinking about it, that would have been something good if we would have gone in, everyone's getting report to have a book or something to say, okay, look, whoever's on this hall, you're going to be the lead, regardless if it's your patient or not. Because what happens is someone down one hall had one time, they just call over the intercom. You all kind of run. The office people are a good, good help to, grab
Do they jump in?
Cart. It's basically... they watch, and I'm being, you know what? I don't work at a nursing home anymore, so I'm gonna say the truth now. They watch, they tell you what to do, and so that nurse, and so I'm lying. You have a bodyboard, and of course, we don't put them. I mean, you have to put the bodyboard under them because if not, it's like.
No, yes. And no, I know what you mean. Like you're pushing and you're like, there's nothing there.
Yeah. It's like if y'all lay like on a flotation device, have someone push you, you're going to be sinking in.
So okay. So when I do call one, like is somebody in charge of like, I mean, I'm guessing you're calling the ambulance, right?
Yeah. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, you pretty much, like I said, they don't happen all the time. So if someone's really good about going, they're calling 911. Thank God, everything's on the computer, but you do also have a book, but you guys always got to double check, right? Like, the CPR. Oh, they were a DNR. My bad.
Dude, isn't that awful?
But that has happened.
No, I know. Like,
that has happened. They have brought people back. And families have been pissed off. I don't know if they sued. And I'm trying to remember. I remember that happened. And I was like, dear Jesus, thank you that my little baby hands weren't on that person doing CPR. Oh my God. I would not be in that lawsuit today. But yeah, and so, and let me tell you, it is exhausting.
Oh, 100%.
And small town,
100% going to town.
Yeah, and small town, they come real quick, right? The ambulance.
Staying alive. Ha, ha, ha. That's a good rhythm.
And then I'm like,
whenever you do compressions, just sing that song.
And I'm going to tell you, if you're out of shape, The nursing, get in shape.
Have you seen the TikToks where like they're done doing compression and they're just drenched in sweat? They're like, it's like, and you're like, yeah, they're right there drinking.
And sometimes, they're on the ground, like this person was on the ground, and you are just like, you're exhausted, and you're like, and I'm just, and I'm going to say this, because like I said, I don't work in nurse homes anymore. I'm not saying no name. Sometimes I've seen that EMS walks in, they walk in like, all together, right? And I admire them because they are awesome. They come in and I get it. And I feel like telling them, we know, John, that they're 80 years old. Okay, John, this is not my father.
Do y'all have like have you heard of the Lucas system? It's the automatic compression thing.
Yeah.
Do y'all have one?
I remember the last person they brought and they did it. And
have you seen that?
Yeah, and it was pretty. It was like when they put them on the ground. Yeah,
that shit's wild.
So like Noah said, when you're doing it, you are that when you say breaking ribs, if you are ever like out in a car accident or you see something or your family, that thing looks like it's killing you instead of bringing you back.
Exactly. Yeah,
it is like a machine.
Dude, it's going down like that much inside your chest. It's wild.
Even the most healthiest person, you're going to have broken ribs.
Everybody, yeah. Like I said, remember, if you don't have broken ribs, then it probably wasn't done correctly. So high quality CPR, broken ribs. Yeah.
And so anyway, so someone's calling the family. Sorry, 911, blah, blah, blah. You call the family. And then, you give report to the hospital. And since Noah's going to the ER, I was going to talk to him later about certain things. Like the worst thing is when you get that nurse, hi, this is Cheryl. What's going on? And she's probably just, hates nursing home calls because we're sending them. Yeah, Cheryl, I got a 86-year-old full code.
We're actively coding her at this moment.
EMS is en route. They have chronic COPD, congestive heart failure, and you can tell they got. Oh, really? Oh. And I'm like, look, Cheryl, and then I always feel guilty, like we try to get them a DNR, Cheryl, but you know what I've always said? Screw it, because you know what? That's not my family, and my job's an advocate. So if their daughter wanted her to have CPR, I'd be like, and she's a full coach, Cheryl, save her, save a life, sister. But because I know for all new nurses, like I said, regardless, like I said, RNs, LVNs, anyone works in a nursing home, never, because you will be talked down for certain things when you send them to the ER or whatever.
Yeah,
hold your ground, because you know what I always think, if that was your mother. Or if that was your grandma,
you would want everything done.
So the nursing home.
But at the same time, I know we've had the conversation.
Of course. I mean,
have a conversation with your family.
Yeah,
like really do. Like
exactly.
Your loved ones, so especially the older ones.
Yeah.
If you're young, middle age, you probably take full code. You'll be fine.
But talk to your family.
The older generation, like, hey, like this is very traumatic. This is very dead. Like, do you want this?
And I think I did that with my parents a while back. I mean, this was like a couple years ago. One day I had seen, and I wanted to know, and I did, and I did tell my brother, and I made sure the siblings knew, because I wanted to hear it from them. I don't want, and I've told Noah too. I said, you're a nurse, I don't want to be kept. So don't.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
I know God. I'm ready to go to the pearly gates, and
I'm ready to DC to JC.
I'm going to DC.
Let's go.
Write the order.
DC to JC. Let's go, baby.
My mom's order, DC to JC. Remember we talked about that.
That's the episode. I think
you're gonna go to DC.
Oh my gosh! But yes, that's exactly. Well, that's pretty much all we got for that.
Yeah.
Did you know that there is a new law that's about to be implemented if it passes to limit ratios for nurses and CNAs. CNAs are the help,
CNAs
right?
too, yeah. And that's pretty awesome in hospitals, guys.
So Oregon is there might actually cap the number of patients a nurse can have. So I'm gonna read you right now. So pretty much it's saying that the bill requires hospitals in Oregon to follow a minimum staffing standards for nurses, and it has very strong odds of passing. So the Oregon's nursing associations have been fighting legislation to get this passed. Because I mean, you've heard it, we've all heard it, especially during this past couple of years. Nurses have been, 1 to 12, 1 to 10 ratios, and it's just too much.
Yeah, and it doesn't take an expert to know that's a lot of care for one nurse, especially in the hospital. Because Noah kind of put some. So, for example, like emergency department nurse, trauma, car accident.
Yeah, like any
gunshot,
patient who's coming into the ER it's a trauma activated. So like they are a trauma level patient. Yeah. It's a 1-to-1. So that RN is gonna have one patient, and that's that person. That's freaking cool. And
that's awesome. Yeah. What if that was you? I mean, would you want your nurse pulled away to go take care of someone? I mean, you are critical.
And also think about it too. Also vice versa.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if that, of course, that patient's coming in trauma, we're going to do everything we can for this patient. Yeah. And it's not like, 15, 20 minutes, we're stabilizing. No, it's a process.
Yeah.
You're getting a report from the EMS or whoever brought them in. You're holding them. You're getting orders in. You're getting X-rays. I mean, you're doing every single thing, everything for this patient, right?
Yeah.
And then if you have another patient, 2 other patients out there waiting for something, then they start getting mad. Like, yo, where's my nurse at? And like, hey, ma'am, I'm sorry. Like your nurse is, dealing with a patient trauma right now.
Yeah.
And it's not fair for them too as well. It's not.
Yeah.
So for now, if this passed, 1 trauma, 1 nurse.
Yeah. And also like an ICU, 1 nurse, 2 patients. For example, med surge. That's kind of where you go for like a little bit of everything. 1 nurse will have, 5 patients?
About 5 patients. Yeah. That's awesome.
And also the CNAs, because I mean, you've also worked as a tech.
Dude, I've had you up and down the hall. Sometimes I have 12 patients. Yeah. I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah.
But with this, the new thing, it says that the CNAs, ooh, crap, I lost it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's good. And I'm glad nurses are standing and fighting for themselves and for their coworkers and just to make it all better. And I was asking Noah, I said, well, the thing is like, if it sounds good and it doesn't happen, but like Noah said, if it's in law, I'm sure they'll be fined, right?
Yeah,
they'll be fined.
If they don't do it.
They don't do it. But and hospitals need to step it up too.
Here we go. Take care of people. So CNAs will be 7 patients during day shift and 11 on night shift. That's awesome.
And that's doable at night.
Limit to 7. Yeah, because most will be asleep.
Yeah,
so we don't worry about taking them to the restroom or foods. Yeah, right.
So that's good. They included the
awesome.
CNAs.
Yeah, this is really awesome.
They are, a vital part.
Heck yeah. I mean, you think about it like the nurses, you do nurses and assessments, teaching, medication administration, any interventions that the doctor orders. I mean, they can be there and,
do vitals
do vitals.
Take them to the rest.
Exactly. The small stuff.
Yeah,
it's big stuff, but
when you're slammed,
you're trying to prioritize. You have 6 patients, and they all need medication, or 2 needs a folate, and one's going through procedure. You know what I mean? So it's a lot. So CNAs are amazing.
They are
a lot of stuff for us. But that's all we have. So I pray Oregon actually passes this for them,
and then hopefully other states will follow.
Yes, let's hope for that.
Yeah.
All right. So we're coming to the end of the show, guys. Thank you for being here with us. I know it's been crazy and fun. I said we have more stories. We just want to run down Code Blue.
And I'm glad we're kind of coming to the end because I haven't updated my iPad in forever, and I hit update, so it's updating right now.
So our iPad is just black. Okay.
So everything disappeared.
I hope you didn't have a quote.
Thank God Noah's got the quote today because mine has the Apple sign. It's updating. I
just want you to know, guys, listen, she's not tech savvy. Everything you see, it's all to me. I set everything up. I do all the recording. I do all the editing.
I told him earlier, I can't get my good notes. I think it's frozen.
I just turned it off and turned back on, so I did.
And he said, you have like 6 updates you haven't done.
That's what I'm saying. Her software, her update, last one was 15.6. We are on 16.4. She is almost 8 updates behind.
And I said, well, I have it automatic, but then again, my iPad's always, less than 50.
Oh my gosh.
So anyways, I'm sorry for her.
Funny. I'm sorry. But no, I want to end off with this quote that I heard and I really liked it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's by Corey Ten Boom. Never be afraid to trust an unknown future to a known God.
Amen. I love that. That's a good one there.
Never be afraid to trust an unknown future to a known God. If you know God, then you know that He's gonna be with you every step of the way. He's gonna be with you in the hospital. It's gonna be with you out in your daily lives. It's gonna be with you in the very end. When is your time to go to heaven? He's been right there with you.
And that goes for anything, not just healthcare. I know healthcare is always kind of scary. Like, am I doing it right? But in any job. So I love that. Yeah. And just to let y'all know, I've already been 1 month at the jail.
Oh, here we go. Applause, guys.
I've been sick twice, but never call in. I'm one of those people.
I don't have an applause in here. I'm sorry.
Book clap. So yeah, and it's going good. And one day I'll do a little jail thing, but it goes fast.
Get there.
I got a great team and I love it. So I just want to tell you, it's already been a month since I've been there. So that's awesome. Man.
Well, I want to thank you guys for being here with us. Thank you for watching us. I hope you like and subscribe, share it to everybody you know.
Yes.
Like I said, it'd be awesome to have a lot of views, awesome to have a lot of stuff. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm releasing stuff that I've have built up, and it's therapeutic for us. And I want to thank y'all, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.